You know, Greenlaw, they mentioned a couple times on the show. The guy's leading with 11 tackles. Amaninu did 2 sacks, 1 tackle for loss, 1 quarterback hit. Bosa's got 5 tackles and a tackle for loss, multiple pressures. They all multiple pressures, right? Eric Armstead, who's kind of unsung, right? 6'7" defensive tackle, impossible to block, long arms, lanky, right? Can do moves from like 3 feet away and still beat your hands. 2 tackles, sack, and tackle for loss. Obviously, you have the great guys at the linebacker position. Fred Warner, who gets all the credit, even though Greenlaw is amazing. So what I want to show you is they're playing just like a cover 4 here. And Fwanga, they just sit in the pocket for this inside slot receiver on the trips look. But we go empty, and there's nobody to throw. And Bosa's already got pressure on Charles Cross. Charles Cross took a short set, and we'll show you why. But he can't even, we're talking about the quarterback, he can't even plant his feet. Geno Smith can't even plant his feet before he's got to get the heck out of there and get swallowed up. And these are the kind of things that, and this is the sack fumble, these are the kind of things that the 49ers defense just can't account for. And you look at when the 49ers line up like this, they'll do a lot of just straight rush, but they also do a lot of, we're going to take that 3 technique that's really a 4 technique now over the left tackle, and we're going to bull rush the left tackle, and we're going to bring Bosa under. And so when you set as a left tackle, you have to kind of set on this guy, but it kind of gives you more, you have a tendency to give it more attention than you should. And you can see with Charles, who's going to be a great player in this league, really excited about him. But he starts turning a little bit early. He's going super vertical, so he hasn't gotten any width whatsoever. And now he's almost giving ground. He's at a bad angle, and this is just a bad look. He's catching a player who really is good at that bend and winning with that inside hand on a power press move. Obviously, 94 comes around and makes the play, but you see really why he had to step in the first place. Now, this is a 3rd down play, and this is the kind of stuff that if you're a Seattle Seahawks, you got to go back and look at and go, does this make sense? They're going to run kind of this drive route where they're going to they're going to try to free up 14 by pressing up on let me say it again. The inside receiver is going to kind of press and jam release and take a flat route. And then we're just going to get 14 up and under and try to run across on a shallow cross look. But the problem is it takes a minute. And unfortunately for Geno Smith, he doesn't have a minute. I mean, he plants his foot and those guys are already in his face. And so these are the kind of looks where, listen, the San Francisco 49ers know, like, you're not going to be able to hold up on our rush, so they can play up and press man. We talk about that with the Green Bay Packers all the time. It's a combination on the front end and the back end. You can play press man, you can play up close, and all you can do is run go routes, right? If you believe that with the look you're giving right now that you see on the screen, you're going to be able to get home under 2.5 seconds. If the answer is you can't get home after 2.5 seconds, you're going to get some momentum, then yeah, you expect that your receivers are going to be able to, like DK, he's going to be able to create some separation. They just don't literally have the time. You can see Geno Smith here. They get ready to go. Ball 1, 2. And right here, he wants to throw. But DK's got to clear Greenlaw here, 57. He's got to clear him and win. No time. They're just relentless on defense. When I think about this team, when you just think about the San Francisco 49ers and you want to just make a proclamation about, what's their culture? What are they all about? For me, it's just they are absolutely relentless, really, on offense and defense. It's incredibly impressive. So Geno drops to his high point. So he's going to, traditionally, what you're going to try to do here is you're going to take your 3-step back foot hitch, and you want to make a play. Everybody's staring at him. No one's open. You can see at the top, we haven't cleared the safety. We haven't cleared on the shallow cross and the linebacker. We haven't cleared. And we don't have a route up top because they've bracketed him. And you can already see 75's coming around the corner on the left tackle. And we can see that 94 is beating the right tackle on the inside. So again, there is just literally no time to do business here. So the reason I put those lines up, guys, is ideally as a offensive tackle, you want to be able to, after 3 kicks, have your inside foot on that red line. If you're outside of that space, in other words, if you kick out in 2 kicks, 1 kick, if you kick outside of this line, they're going to be able to beat you inside, or you've given up a short corner. It's just a simple rule of thumb, because you're entering into confrontation. You're not in control. So you see both of these guys. You see on the left side first, Charles is already turned on 2. He's got a problem. We'll go back and look at 72. Takes his set right here. That's on his second step. He's already too wide. He gives up the inside move. 94 comes in. Easy sack. Not rocket science. It's just good football. Now, in the run game, it's the same. They're just attacking. And Fant here should sense, because 31's outside of Bosa, the Bosa's probably going to come inside. First of all, Bosa usually has his outside hand up, right? So he's changing his stance. His body's leaning to face to the inside, and he's going to try to get skinny through here and just gets lit up, pushed across, and now he's created a situation where there's nowhere for Kenneth Walker to run. There's no running lane, and they just swarm. I mean, if one thing is consistent with these guys, they just swarm on defense. Now, this is like a left gap call for the center. I mean, he's going to work with the left guard up to 54, okay? And the right guard and the right tackle are going to do a B block to 57. But you see the way the Niners run this and they're running this right on the snap of the ball. Like, they already know exactly where the ball's going. Greenlaw's hitting this thing on the snap. He's not reading anything here. He already has made his pre-snap cues and pre-snap reads. He knows exactly what he's going to be doing right here. We get the spike by the 2-eye over the left guard. And now the left guard thinks he's rising up for 54, which he's right. The center has to come all the way past this off at the right guard and get up to 57. Can't do it. 57 crosses his face, which makes the running back cut before the line of scrimmage. We talk to AG about this all the time. This is how you stop a running back's momentum. Just gets washed up. Just a great system and scheme. Offensively, I mean, these guys are really, really good at making people pay by formation and then utilizing the weapons that they have. And for me, I think that Kyle Juszczyk and George Kittle are the absolute key to success for this team. We'll start here. And Bruce Irvin, you can see, is split out. And he split it because he's worried that Juszczyk's going to crack him. Juszczyk's in a cracked look. They bring Kittle across, and he's sprinting across. He's not giving anybody time to think about it. So now 51 has to sit here and widen. Now he's got Trent Williams, 71, coming at him. And Juszczyk's just going to come in and crack the middle linebacker. Easy. Now, Kittle has corner responsibility, but he runs inside out on Trent, so Trent can come off the ball as hard as he wants. And by the way, Trent's a scary dude running at you. It's like Larry Allen 2.0 running at you. He can take off any hip here on 51. They now have a huge running lane. And now George Kittle, who runs about 265, badass, is just running at a cornerback. Nothing happening. I mean, just phenomenal scheme. They just put you in a situation to be successful. You look at it again. Look at the speed and how that affects, like the speed of Kittle. And now you look at 57. 57 doesn't have a running start, right? And where are his eyes? His eyes are on the offensive line. His eyes are on George Kittle. His eyes are in the backfield. And who blocks him? Juszczyk. Doesn't even see him. Doesn't even see him. What great. I mean, it's just such a smart design. The rest of the offensive line, I mean, yeah, they're in there playing ball, right? They're not destroying anybody off the line of scrimmage. They're not doing anything differently than most of the other offensive lines in the league, except for Trent Williams. But because of the talent they have at these skill positions, just a different look at Ayuk trying to block. Look at this at the end. Just a little extra. Why not? So now they bring Ayuk in motion over here to the bottom of the screen. Again, we're picking on the linebacker. We see the toss look. And if you're a Green Bay Packers fan, you got George Kittle and Ayuk here. 51, Bruce Irvin's like, now we're going to spike inside because I'm not just going to sit here and I'm not going to get cracked by Ayuk. I'm just going to take matters in my own hands. I'm going to spike inside. It's a design play, but they're doing it for a reason. Ayuk just goes out and blocks force. Now, easy release for Kittle. Easy play for Trent Williams because he's a man separated. So when that guy spikes, he can react. Trent does a great job of taking one and actually taking two here. But Kittle comes up and attacks this linebacker, throws his hips into him, and creates a running lane right here for Debo. Another fantastic job. You think about it, you watch Juszczyk here as he comes in motion in the backfield. He doesn't even have to block somebody for 5 yards. I mean, he's got to find somebody to block. Phenomenal. Just a phenomenal job of the speed of play, speed of pre-snap motion, moving around, and just having guys that are Swiss Army knives at the absolute highest level. And so what happens? They bring Juszczyk back in motion. They bring him, and then they put him in far. They bring him across like they're going to run their toss play. Debo's in that crack position, so 53 is widened out. The entirety of the Seattle Seahawks line is going to be sprinting to stop Christian McCaffrey. They just pick it up. Purdy had a good game, throws it right to Debo. These guys block downfield for him. They do the rest. It's phenomenal. Phenomenal. Just fun to watch. I mean, if you're into football, man, this is just it's just simple things like this. So they take the backfield action. You go back here. And they motion him out, and that starts widening the outside backer out to the flat. It creates a wide open release lane for Ayuk. And they're basically saying that 57, as he's backpedaling, is not going to be able to keep up or is not going to follow the eyes of Purdy as Ayuk runs this deep dig route right here, wide open. They're actually having the corner having to come all the way across because they're so worried about the speed here. Everyone's committed and they're not driving on the crossing route. So the corner's trying to catch up all the way across. Impossible with the outside leverage that he had. Great play call. They go from a bunch look. They bring McCaffrey across. Purdy turns his back. And again, what are you getting when you turn your back? Everybody's engaged with the running back. Free release for Kittle here. One linebacker steps up. Now they're trying to pass this off, but it's like, pass it off to who? Is he trying to communicate with the linebacker? The safety on the other side's got to worry about the corner route. And they got, again, fast players catching the ball deep downfield action, whether it's under center, whether it's shotgun. And you look at the action. A lot of teams run this, so they'll pull their right guard, lock everybody down, bring Juszczyk down as well. He doesn't even have to block Bruce Irvin, right? It's like you get to the point where they're really rushing two right here, which is insane. Great pocket, great throw. And then when I talk about, what do you need? Like, what do you need to advance? What do you need to go forward here? Well, George Kittle is like a unicorn in the league now. I mean, in my estimation. And I say that because how many guys can block like him? How many guys can run after the catch like him? You got 4 Seattle Seahawks DBs and linebackers. He outruns 2 safeties and runs over a corner to get an extra 6 yards on that catch in the middle, all the way to the sideline. Shouldn't be able to happen, right? But he's a special athlete, but he's also a special football player. He puts the work in.